Hi everyone, and welcome to our first online interview organized by the Quantified Self Austria. My name is Bart de Witte. I'm the founder and the organizer of the Quantified Self Austria, and we just released our website, the qsvienna.at. I repeat, qsvienna.at, where we're going to give you all updates on our meetups, activities, and the projects of our members. But next to that, we decided to show you some series of short interviews that we want to provide you with more background information on the speakers that present on our show and tell events. And as a kickoff of this series, we have the honor to have Nick Schauer with us. Nick is the founder and managing director of the Potsdam, which is close to Berlin-based startup called Metabolomic Discoveries. It's a comprehensive metabolic service and biomarker research company, and Nick has a track record of over 10 years in this area. He started his first metabolic works in 2003 at the Max-Planck-Institute of Molecular Plant Physiology, and he's the author of many high-ranking and peer-reviewed articles, as well as book chapters. With us as well is Natalia Cerqueira, who recently moved from Portugal to Vienna, and she's going to conduct the interview. Perhaps I will ask some questions as well, but she's going to perform the interview, and she's part of our QS Vienna team. So with this, I give over the word to Natalia. Natalia, it's all yours.
Yes. Hi, Nick. Thanks for joining us. My first question would be more regarding to you, and tell us a bit more about yourself and how you got involved in metabolomics.
Yes, so thanks for having me, and yeah, I'm happy to talk a little bit about myself and also about our newest projects. I got in touch with metabolomics after my studies in biology and biochemistry, where I did my PhD here at the Max-Planck-Institute in Potsdam. Working on tomatoes, and I didn't know a lot about tomatoes, so I thought, okay, that's applied research, that's what I wanted to do, and tomatoes, okay, they taste good, or most often don't taste good, so maybe that's worthwhile to investigate what is the biochemical composition. And by accident, the MPI invented a few years earlier metabolomics technology, and I started to apply that.
And what is so interesting or so exciting about the metabolomics?
I think metabolomics is exciting because we have the possibility today to measure hundreds to thousands metabolites in one single measurement. And metabolites are basically vitamins, hormones, amino acids, sugars, and many more small molecules. And in the past, we would have had like 100 or 1,000 single measurements for this. But now we do it really with one measurement, and that means that we're 1,000 times faster. And that's great. Another aspect is that with metabolomics, you also can look for the unknown compounds. So not only what you know, like which sugars are we going to look at, or the amino acids, but we have about 60 to 70% of unknowns where we don't even know what they do. And here we have the chance, first of all, to connect all those networks with each other and find even more relevant information in our biological systems.
And in your company, the Metabolomic Discoveries is the only independent metabolomic research provider worldwide. And you have started some initiatives in your company. In what key metabolomic initiatives are you pursuing at the moment in the research lab?
But yes, you're absolutely right. We're the first, or actually no, we're the last and only independent research provider, which means that we don't have any global industry as a shareholder. So we have the freedom to operate on the things we like and we want to do, and even sometimes are not profitable. So we have started several programs on investigating the metabolomic composition of thousands different species, from plants to humans to microorganisms, fungi, and so on. We're working on disease biomarker predictions, and our novelist tool and project is Genkodo, which is a personalized metabolomics tool for individuals.
And so wrapping up, if I understood it correctly, you're using a technology called Metabolomics, which is based on a high resolution, accurate mass spectrometry. So you already mentioned that you analyze hundreds up to 1,000 metabolites, such as amino acids, sterols, vitamins, lots of unknown compounds to expand the metabolite coverage in annotation. Could you tell us more about this, and as well as explain how important big data is important in this area?
Sure. So look, when we use this kind of technology, we measure in fact much more than 1,000 metabolite informations. We measure hundreds of masses, thousands of masses, and we generate gigabytes of data per sample. And at the end, often one single experiment is like hundreds of gigabytes big, or even sometimes a terabyte. And there's only a small fraction of really relevant information, and we have to have the tools, the instruments, or the computing power in place to make sense of that, and we're using machine learning algorithms to identify this information.
So if I understand well, that you're focused on data-driven research, and how do you include the existing knowledge into your discoveries and make sure that the existing findings, they get included into your knowledge database?
Yeah. We have a team of experts on bioinformatics and statistics because we have so much data and need to dig into that data, and they stay on top of novel findings as well, which is related to data analysis on one hand. But we also have a team of project leaders and advisors who are biologists, medical doctors, human biologists, or nutritionists, who also keep track of those fields. And they are responsible for data interpretation and recommendations for our customers or for our own research.
And now is more directed to as the Quantified Self, is that a few weeks ago that you launched on the Indiegogo crowdfunding platform a project called Genkodo that focuses on bringing personalized metabolomics to consumer, which means that you want to bring the capacities of your research direct to consumer through a smartphone app and a sampling kit. And people have the possibility to track and understand the influence of factors such as nutrition, sports, and stress on their metabolism. Through their lifestyle changes or shifts in their metabolism become more measurable, and they can be optimized accordingly. I'm thinking about all the possibilities. This project already changes our awareness of as the Quantified Self is, and also open doors to new areas in lifestyle management and prevention. So what kind of personal discoveries users can expect to get out of it?
So, like you say, using this tool, this platform can really give you deep insights into yourself and into metabolism. Actually, what is happening today and not has happened in the past or will happen in the future. So on one hand, you can look at your present stage, and that's what we're trying to do. We try to give you some information, really what diet works best for you, based on the findings we have with other participants, or what dietary changes influence your body composition or your feelings, as well as finding out which exercise is the best for you, or if you should go running 5 times a week, or maybe 2 times is enough. And you can also think about matching yourself to the peers participating. So basically, just out of curiosity, you are maybe 35, but we can tell you that your biology is actually like a 25-year-old, because your metabolism just matches with a 25-year-old, or vice versa. It could be that you turn out to be biological more older than you actually think you are, and maybe there are tools to overcome this. So we can give you recommendations how to really feel better and feel the age you are, or even feel younger at some stage. And our vision is to also develop predictive tools which can tell you more about what will happen in the future and how you could prevent this, whether that is a disease or metabolic shifts, dietary changes in the future. We know that that metabolism changes over time, and when we turn maybe 40, 45, we may need a different kind of diet than we needed to have when we were 30 and we needed a lot of energy. So these could be answers which the tool provides.
It's interesting that what you commented, because my next question is very much related. I would ask you if it is correct to say that the metabolomic services are there at the moment where the gene expression profiling was 9 years ago, when 23andMe, there was a company that used a saliva-based and a direct-to-consumer personal genome test, went to market. Would you say that the metabolomics are at the stage where the genomic tests were previously?
Simply spoken, yes. So metabolomics is much more complex than genomics. But our personalized metabolomics approach is really a novelty. And on the other hand, it does not relate to all the experimental studies which have been done in the academic or industry research before. So what we're currently doing is we're using at-home sampling kits, and this means that we really need to rebuild and validate some of the published knowledge we have. But just like 23andMe, we need to make sure people understand why personalized metabolomics is such a powerful tool. And we have to explain why it is great in the near future that you have a personal guide showing what is the effect of your lifestyle on your body. And then you have the power to adjust this in order to feel better and live a healthier life.
Yeah, because 23andMe was named the invention of the year by the Time magazine in 2008. And then in 2013, the US Food and Drug Administration ordered 23andMe to discontinue marketing its personal genome service, as the company had not obtained the legally required regulatory approval, so resulting in concerns about the potential consequences of customers receiving inaccurate health results. But the company still sells personal genome tests without a health-related results in the United States, but then they open offices in Canada, in the United Kingdom afterwards. So how do you see this evolution related to Kenkodo?
Yeah. Actually, 23andMe basically just got the approval, I think, last week. But as I say, before we will provide health results or predictions, this will take a while because we need to build them. But what we will make sure, if we are going to build them, that they're robust and stand basically also the evaluation process of an FDA, and that we get approval for this. At the same time, I think also the health systems are beginning to change and understand the power of such approaches, and that it will be even easier in the future to get approval for this kind of diagnostic tests. And what we really want is to enable everyone to use Kenkodo in health prevention.
And in another case study, breathing metabolic rate analysis tool was also in the Indiegogo platform as well, and they shipped Android at the time, and then iOS came next, and they launched along with the iPhone 6 and the iOS 8 in the vast fall of the last year. Which mobile platforms will you support, and how do you think you're differentiating from them, and how do you plan to develop tools for, if you plan to develop tools for practitioners and physicians as well?
Yeah. Well, we're starting in the beginning with a web-based version, because that way we can spread our app basically to any kind of platform. But over the months we will also develop native apps for Android and iOS, and ideally they also integrate with Google Fit and iHealth. And in addition, we can foresee also APIs for physicians or health systems, so people can exchange at the end of the day the information they obtain from us with their practitioner or with anyone they would like to share it with.
Excellent. And but do you have any questions?
Yes, the actual tests are based on a strip that you send home, right? And then you track it over a week and then you send it back. Do you expect in the near future that we will be able to track it on a daily basis, get feedback in real time, and that means that the technology of mass spectrography would be part of our mobile phone? I know that Google Era has been working on a project which comes close to that. Do you see that coming? Is that what you planned, and what is the timeline here? When can we expect that, having that kind of technology in our phone?
Yeah. Well, there are developments for at-home real-time tests for the measurement of 1,000 metabolites for your complete set of biochemical components in your body. This does not exist. But I know that analytical instrument providers are working on this. They are working on, let's say, smartphone-sized mass specs, and eventually I believe that they will come on the market, and those tools can provide really a platform to bring, basically on-bench, at-home diagnostic platform which will allow you to really get results in a snapshot on a whole comprehensive global basis, and not just one metabolite or 4 metabolites, but really a whole bunch.
Okay, that's we can't wait for the future to come.
Yeah. And I would say, as a Quantified Self, and on behalf of all the Quantified Selfies from the group, we do hope that these new technologies will always be open to us, and you will succeed in empowering us with tools for personalized discoveries. So we want to thank you for this interview, and we're very looking forward to see you in Vienna.
Yeah, and also from my side, Nick, thank you for joining us during the next Quantified Self meetup, show and tell. As being a very early adopter of 23andMe and direct-to-consumer, home-based genomics, I for sure will use your service, and I'm looking forward to learn from it. I learned quite a lot from looking at my genomical profile, looking at the risks involved, and I prevented, I don't know if the risks are still there, but at least I changed my lifestyle and hope to prevent diseases, and I think this is the future of healthcare, that we are going to prevent instead of react. And I think your technology will be in the next 5 to 10 years part of just our daily lives, hopefully. Next to perhaps the microbiome, which is now being hyped as well. So we're going to start quantifying different parts of our fluids in our body to be able to monitor ourselves. I always compare it with a cockpit of a car. When you would not have a cockpit, you have two possibilities, or you would have a dashboard. You would have two possibilities. That would mean that, or you would go to the garage on a monthly basis to go have a checkup, or you would probably stand on the side of the road with a smoking engine. Because you haven't seen that you didn't have enough oil, or you couldn't see the warning lights. So I compare this with our human bodies, and I think all these measurements are going to help us to really help us to manage our health better, and not having to stand on the side lane of the street with a smoking engine, which would then be my heart or whatever, or having to go to a checkup to a physician after 40 years. You should do that, they said, that you should go on a yearly basis, but I want to do that in real time. So thank you for joining us on this interview. Looking very much forward to having you in Vienna in a few weeks, and wish you a great day.
Okay, thanks Natalia and Bart. I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm really excited to meet you soon in person. And I hope that many from the Quantified Self community, in fact, want to be early adopters in personalized metabolomics. just like you, Bart. So we hope that we can start building Genkodo with all of you. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.